Well, a couple of you have been asking, and today was kind of a lazy workout. And anyway, I thought I'd read you a poem today. Um, I guess I'll just jump right in. This poem's titled Corpse Posture, and I wrote it for my son Tyler a few years back. Last night I saw the devil as a creeping, crawling, tree-fleshed cephalopod sawing through the sod with metal buzzsaw beak, like so much hematite and glove oil and good Scotch smells, and pomade, too, with a little comb taped to the tin inside even. And he was all howling, tentacled madness 110 stories high at 120 miles per hour, wasting no real estate between his perfectly programmed chompers and my useless fish belly legs that once carried me pretty well, and you too, as legs go, but are now too heavy for me to even inchworm out of this doomed bivouac, with wild creatures closing in at every space-surrendered breath. Stay with me a little while longer, won't you? Don't save yourself. It's selfish of me, I know, but please don't leave me here alone in the wreckage of the world. I saw him. I smelled the diesel promise of his grim breath, and I know. And it isn't okay with me. I'm not doing too good with the news, actually, but none of that matters, because I don't get a vote. He's going to eat me up ugly style, and I'll be crying out pitifully the whole time, like crazy scared, no good, bad, the pits. I have no courage. Never had any, and don't intend to play act at it now. Stay near. Hold my hand a little, one last time, please. You are young and good and still beautiful, even with the deep scratches and tangled mop, maybe even more so for it. I envy you, sickly. You are this new world's promise. You are innate survival acumen, falsely imagined lost in the whirl of computer screens and coffee shops, gushing groundwater geyser steam like so much fresh, violent stuff. You'll survive easily and then thrive shortly thereafter. I am jealous. I see your tree fort cities in my imagination, built up above the stacks of freshly murdered murderers, and know they are a Canaan I cannot enter. You're going to live long, long liver, maybe forever, without me, and that life will not be the monument of the all that I might have given up for love, that I at one time vainly may have hoped for my martyred legacy. And I'm warming to that fact, but it still hurts. I see your face above me now, moving along the meridian, east-west, white like the little moon up higher, eclipsing and revealing all the infinite night as though it were placed there just for you. Not long. You're good to linger. I know you let yourself hate me when you think I cannot see. Some part of you does anyway. And that's the resentful agony worship you'll need next and most. Because life, for a little spell after right now, will be running like hell and fighting to the death most every day. It is the best I could secure for you. Better than the smoking bones left in the city, but not much, I suppose. The tree devil's leaves were beautiful. You should have seen them. Like a kaleidoscope of pages. Tarot-printed riddles on Canadian maple parchment. So sweet and juicy they'd squirt syrup in your eye if you squeezed one. To make a tree for it, you're going to have to climb a tree. That's just how it goes. And maybe I hate you a little too, sometimes, just a little, because you will. You'll climb the tree and read the demon's enchiridion straight off the leaf. You'll learn the secret and reconcile good and evil once and for all, rending morality as mute and meaningless as it always ever was. A beast with pictures and words, hand-spun fur, math books for beds and fire kits, and sometimes just math, just to remember. And in this new wilderness you could build a Jacobal with a better class of monster in it, and be their queen. Queen of the devil giants. I love you, and I'm sorry. I'm sappy and weak, and there isn't time for it. But this is it for regret. I hear the circus whistle and see the jamboree of the damned. Feel the soft, slow sink, I think. Give it back. Going back now. Good. End it and run. So yeah, that was it. That's my poem. I wrote it for my son, I don't know, years ago. And I actually had a little display in a gallery where I printed it out. My son had drawn a picture of two wolves fighting and kind of eating each other and tearing each other apart. He was really young. I'm trying to think of how old exactly. Could it have been 8 years ago? Jesus. Was he? No, he was 11 or 12 then. Um, that's kind of the style I write. A few of you have asked, and I thought I'd share it with you. I do want to try and do something with YouTube and like post poetry with videos and music. Vinay, if you're listening to this, I still think about our project, man, and I'd like to get going on it. And maybe I'm finally in a good enough headspace to start doing that. I don't know. But if you'd like to, hit me up, man. We could do that. Um, what else? So that really didn't take as long to read as I thought, and I filmed a lot because I thought it would take a super long time to read. Um, this is just a lazy workout. I did some squats and squats only. So I filmed a lot of it. I kind of showed you my assistant's work today, which I don't know how interesting that is. I mean, I think we have our primary lifts, right? And it's important to keep your primary lifts pretty rigid, pretty disciplined. Working, progressive overload, and taking, necessary deloads every few weeks or so. But as far as assistance work, unless you're really knocking on a very specific door, I'm not sure it matters. I divide my assistance work into upper body and lower body, and I do whatever I feel like on that day, you know? That means I could have a push day, and for assistance work, I'll do assisted pushing stuff, or I'll do assisted pulling stuff. I'll double down on it. It depends on what I feel like my body needs on a given day, and I don't agonize over it too much. Could I get better results if I was more focused and diligent? Sure, definitely. But I would feel like I'm being held underwater if I do that. And I just don't enjoy that process. I don't want everything I'm doing in a day to be mapped out. I like going into my garage, my little church here, and I like just doing whatever I feel like doing. Here I'm squatting 135. Um, this is kind of a warm up set. I am really sore from my run yesterday, so my squats today went bad. But I had a good excuse and I didn't beat myself up over it too much. you know, I think that's important too. Like, not to, you get hung up on performance, then nothing but better numbers will do. And self regulating, man, I love self regulation, you know? It's like, and I've been loving the AMRAPs I've been doing lately. That's as many reps as possible, just a set to failure, pretty much. Um, because what an AMRAP does is it meets you where you are that day. You know, it doesn't matter how many you get. It matters how you feel when it's over. This exercise I invented today. Well, I don't know that I invented it, but I've never seen anyone else do it. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm putting a band above my knees. I'm getting into a low squat. I'm pressing my knees apart with my elbows. And then I'm pulling the elbow breaks out and trying to use my glutes to hold my knees in position. It was agonizing. Just kind of dizzy, nauseating sickness. Yeah, and I bounce a little. I thought that would help or make it better. It was just stupid. But I'm definitely going to keep doing this one. It's like great glute med work, great activation in that bottom position. And I think, again, I am not an expert and I should not be coaching you, but I think that's really going to help my bottom position, you know? And yeah, I have no idea why I filmed all this. I don't know. Maybe maybe it's good to see a look at it. Maybe it's good to see kind of like what a workout looks like. If you're a subscriber to this channel, I often just show you the major lifts and I don't show you kind of the nuancy stuff I do between. Mostly because I don't think it's interesting and I don't think it's overly specific. So I don't know why you'd want to watch it, but maybe you do, right? Um, what else? As far as the poetry goes, I have about a dozen poems, maybe more, that are like ready to go. I have a lot more writing than that, but it's not ready to go. And I was asking Vinay here because he works music and he works video, and I'd like to do some stuff with him. But I could put it out to everyone, you know? Like, if you've listened for this 11 minutes, you're a weird person. But like, if you do stuff like that, we could collaborate. Part of the fun of collaborating in my mind isn't the end product. It's the actual collaboration project. Like artistic work is very specific to me as an individual. And finding a little surrender and letting someone else in to do stuff, I'm super insecure about that and I'm super sensitive. And I should work on that, right? Like, like, um, like, what's that feeling about? You know, I'm in no danger. Like, the worst thing that happens is the project just stops. So, like, why do I have this, like, anxiety in it? I don't know, you know? But those are mental health concerns across the board, I feel. Like, why does anyone have anxiety at all unless you're being chased by a predator? You know, like, anxiety is a weird one. It doesn't make a ton of sense. Oh, I gave you a little wave. That's nice. Yeah. Also, I'm in my bedroom because I needed the computer screen to read the poem, and it's a little bit of an echo chamber. So I'm hoping this audio turns out because I've been talking for a dozen minutes now and I'm not gonna redo the audio. so so if it's crackly or shitty, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I guess I'll just post an awful video and try the poem again another day. Yeah. That's another thing, like another great thing about posting a video every day. Sometimes they're stinkers, you know? Sometimes these videos just suck. And it's totally okay because it's just another day and it's gone. And I love that about it. It's absolutely permanent in that it stays on YouTube forever, but it feels ephemeral to me. It feels very temporary. 185, I think I only got three. I was just gassed from that goofy looking band workout. It felt awful. Yeah, look at me walk, man. 3 reps and I'm hobbling out of there. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of out of stuff to say now. Um, hmm. How about the burpee war? Why don't I throw a little plug in the burpee war at the 13-minute point where no one's listening? The burpee war starts on March 15th, the Ides of March. We do it every year. This is the 12th year. Leave a comment below. Join the burpee war. Come to 12th Annual Burpee War on Instagram. That's our official group. We're going to be running out of there. It's kind of unwieldy and kind of awkward, but it's a great little contest. We go for 100 days. You make it to the end, you're a burpee master. There are no prizes. There's nothing else. It's bragging rights. We compete for bragging rights, and there's you don't have to verify that you did the burpees. So you could lie your way through the whole contest and still get the bragging rights. I don't know why you'd want to do that. Some people have vanity issues, I think. I'm certain it's happened in the past. Let me just put it that way. I'm certain some motherfuckers have lied to the group and claimed a victory they didn't earn. And whatever, you know, that's for them to deal with. I don't care. Um, because I've never cheated, and that's like a point of pride for me. Because I've wanted to a million times in the burpee war. It's a terrible thing. It's a terrible experience. Most of the burpee war is great, and you'll get in sick shape doing it. But 100 days is a long time, and you're gonna hit a day where it's the worst thing you've ever had to do. And it won't even be doing the burpees. At a certain point, the burpees don't get that. They get really easy. It's like you wake up with a fuck it attitude and just like, I don't want to do this today. I don't want to do this shit today. But you do it anyway. And that's where the magic is, guys. Like, it's so powerful and amazing to like do 80 burpees when you barely think you can make yourself do one. Yeah. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for listening to my poem. This is Joe in real life. I love you guys. Be good to each other today. And if you like the poem, please leave a comment, man, and I'll do more of them. And Vinay, if you want to do a video, hit me up, dude.